Hello, mini makers. Today we're going to be making a barricade in like a European, but we're just going to go Viking style. So to do this, we can just go ahead and start with making these pikes. I'm going to do a couple different types of barricades. The first is going to be this one that looks like an X. I don't know what it's called exactly, but these barricades are fairly easy to make. And let me just bring in a character for scale. I'm bringing in a character I have from an upcoming Kickstarter. That's just a 32 millimeter miniature, 32 millimeter scale miniature. This is Banana. Just using him for scale. Okay, so the barricade is probably going to be, one's probably going to be on that height, and then it's probably going to be there-ish. So I'm going to have one. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So to make this kind of spike thing, we just add a cylinder with Shift A, and then we scale it with S, and then we do SZ, scale it that way. Now we just got to make this kind of spike thing. So one way we can do that is we can just take this middle face, click on the face in X-ray mode or regular mode. So up here determines the faces, vertice, edge, or face. So we just click on the face, inset, eye, and then we just add a couple of edge loops here. And then turn on proportional editing up here. And then I will do an inverse square. Something like that. That's our initial barricade portion. So now what I'm going to do is going to go into sculpt mode. And then I am this way. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to go into sculpt mode. Actually make these a little bit smaller, but I'll show you how to do that later. I'm probably going to make them a little bit thicker, so I'm going to do S and then Shift Z, and now scale them in everything but the Z dimension, like that. So now I'm going to go into just sculpt mode. You can do a multi-les modifier or various other things. I am just going to add some vertices using dynamic topology. But first I'm going to apply the scale. Then go with dynamic topology. That's way too many vertices, so we'll probably go lower, probably to 2. Okay. So now we added the vertices. That's fine. So normally you want to set that length to 0, but it doesn't really matter if they add a little bit of volume because we want it to not be so perfect. I'm just going to smooth this out a little bit. So F makes it bigger, the zone. Been having some issues with my drawing tablet, It's just a small one from Huion. It like reset one day and now it's like a little glitchy. But I may look at getting another one sometime soon. Sometime eventually. Dude. So to get this kind of look, to get it look like that, this is completely shaven, so it's just like the inner bark. I'm gonna do it where they only shaved the top piece. So to do that, we can just mask everything except for the very top part using this box hide. That. Alright, box mask, I mean. That. And then we can invert. And then we can hit this mesh filter, inflate, and inflate outward slightly. Then we can use I to invert that. And then use the swipe tool in the X and the Y. Or probably not. I'm just gonna use the swipe tool and just make this a little bit more pointy. So I'm just going around, not very organized. Using the swipe tool. And then use the pinch tool. And that gives us our point. Probably gonna go into edit mode and just move everything down slightly. Give it a little bit more severe point there. And then we can do one of two things here. I think I am going to go ahead and mask the top portion. And then I'm going to give this some bark texture. Look at some of these fleas, how they have it. Let me just see how it looks with color. I think I'm just gonna give it a more realistic texture. Probably smooth those out. Okay. So I'm just gonna smooth these features out. With the smooth tool. That already, just adding them and smoothing them out already gives it a little bit of texture it didn't have. And now I'm just going to use an alpha tool, an alpha blush. There's a lot of good people who teach you how to do alpha blush. You can just put in Blender alpha blush and you'll be able to find it. Yeah, a bunch of different people will let you know how to do it. So I am going to do one that has of a wood grain. And then I'm going to go to accumulate font faces only, area plane vector displace, anchored, and then for my fall off, I'm going to do a custom fall off where it's a fairly straight line here from beginning to end. And that will give us our length that a little bit. I think it's a lot higher. Gonna keep this. So these details will come out pretty well on like a resin 3D printer, but for a FDM 3D printer, they'll probably come out a little bit less clear. So that's why I'm just adding a little bit more detail here. A little bit more depth with the Vol Sharp tool on top of this. That. And then I'm going to use the draw tool. Gonna use the draw tool, and then I am just going to make some of the little burls you see on fleas sometimes. I'm gonna take out stimuli for this. Kind of like that. That. Somewhere here. You don't want to add too many of them because then it starts looking kind of unnatural. This. Do it around like that. And then you're just gonna smooth that out. So now you have fleas with a little bit of a burl in them. And then we'll just go do the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add turn symmetry back on. And then make little lines like this. Faucet. Then we're just going to add some more vertices. And then we're going to smooth everything out up top here. Now you got something like that. So that's your barricade post. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to duplicate this. This is going to serve as our major kind of post thing. We're going to have a tall one, tall, and a short one. So we're just going to make this a little bit shorter. Just Shift Z. Not too much though. Like that. So now it's uneven, and then we can rotate it a little bit so it doesn't look exactly the same. For these small ones, I'm going to take this small one, move it over, and then I'm just going to rotate it 60 degrees. Mm, 45 degrees. And then I'm gonna Shift D to duplicate. And then rotate this 180 degrees. Over here, like that. And then I'm going to get these two, union them together. I'm going to go inside to make sure that there's no issues. Okay, so there's no overlap, so that's good on the inside. And then I'm just going to add an overlay modifier. 4. And then I'm probably just going to make them a little bit thinner. That. So here is one type of palisade wall. If you just want a really quick barricade to add to the scene. These are a bit big, so we can just make them smaller. Just there we go. So these serve as a protection against you getting attacked by a bunch of bananas. Got yellow. Getting attacked by bananas. You can use this as a barricade. But you can also take this and then make it a little bit bigger. And if you want to, let's say you're barricading against massive enemies or you're in a fantasy cut world, that also serves as some type of barricade. So that's one type of barricade we can do. And then you can just, now that you've had the array, you can duplicate them, you can set them up in different ways. You know. You can even make some type of font texture by adding a sphere. Or if you want these easily placeable, you can get a cylinder. Let's say you want then the cylinder to be 50 by 50. That. Probably make this a little bit narrower, 45, 55 here, 45 here. So now you can attach this to a base. And then you can just place them around really easily. That's one way to do it. Okay, so now we have a different type of barricade we can do, which is the wall barricade. It is also pretty simple. We can union these together. Gonna duplicate them. Move them aside. So we can just union these together. That. And then we can go ahead and do the same thing where you just add an overlay modifier. You want to make sure it overlaps a little bit. That. And then just duplicate that. Or you would take this. And then mirror it across the middle, adding an empty, adding a mirror modifier, and then you can just mirror across the empty in the middle. That. And then that serves as a barricade with your door. That's another type of wall structure, barricade structure you can do. And with a barricade wall like this, you can also do a lot. So you can add some shields at the outside of it if you want by just adding a cylinder. You have to be able to just add a circle. Rotate it 90 degrees or so. Then I'm just gonna join these together. Or yes, fill. Yeah. Probably an easy way to do this where you fill them all together, but that took 10 seconds. So, and then you can just click one edge and hit F and it fills the rest of them. That. And then I'm gonna grab every other edge. Hit B to bevel them slightly. Then exclude them, the Y. Take the outside edge, exclude this. Fill the back. Add a subdivided surface. And then we can go ahead and take this edge, shift or duplicate by saying Shift D, separate by selections. Now we have this curved portion. And the curved portion, the subdivisions, convert this to a curve. And then we can go ahead and add that. make them both a bit bigger. Make it a little bit longer like that. Subdivide the surfaces slightly. Make this something we could do is we could add another curve circle. And then use this. Instead of giving it round under bevel in the curve data, object data, and that in, and then we can just go, and then we can take these two sides, vertices, scale them in the X. Nope. These scale them in the Y. Have a little bit more of a flat field thing. I don't know if I like that. I'm just going to delete this. I think I'm just going to take this edge, D to duplicate, make it bigger slightly. Separated by selection. Take this, take both of these sides, hit E, Alt S, move them in, that. And then we're just gonna bridge these edge loops under the edge section. Edge loops. Then we're gonna inset that. Like there. We're just gonna and slightly bigger. This is our kind of shield thing. That. Then we can take these and we can just put them on the wall if we want. Move forward like that. So we have our barricade style 1, barricade style 2, barricade style 3, which is just empty by itself. Or we could have one with shields hanging. Give it a little bit of the color like that. Darker. Take these two. We can just duplicate them. That. They have a little bit more of a Viking structure. And then on the back side, you can go ahead and add some type of structure here they can stand on. I'm gonna make it 3 millimeters tall. Think about that wide. About that wide. Backward a little bit. So then you can have your banana stand on there. Serve. Probably makes it a little taller. Stay on the lookout. Some kind of interesting, weird sci-fi where there's armored bananas and a Viking keep trying to protect against, I don't know. Got something going on. So I'm just going to add these edge loops using Control R. I'm going to bevel them slightly. And then I hit E to exclude, turn off dynamic topology, and then Alt S. So now it's more like steps or like rails, planks. So now what I'm going to do also is just take this section out here. I'm gonna bridge edge loops, should work. Or bridge faces. That. Fill here. Fill that. Fill this. And then we can go into sculpt mode and add some detail like we did here to get the same kind of look. So that's how if you want to get something they can stand on, do that. And then if you just want to make it a little little bit more damaged, show you how to do that easily. I'm gonna save this. We're gonna apply this. And we're going to apply the mirror. So now we can just use the crease tool a lot stronger, a lot smaller. And that adds like a little bit of, that can add some battle damage to it. Kind of put it everywhere and then if you make them that, put the top two. Now we have a partially damaged one and completely healthy one and two little other barricade posts. So we have something like that. A little bit less. Right, yeah. So that's how you can do it pretty easily. You can set up a couple barricades. And then if you want, you can add a door here. You can do a lot, but it's not that hard to make some simple barricades for your game. They'll come out pretty well when printed. Adding some battle damage, just using the crease tool. But yeah, that's how it is. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you use some of these in your game. And if you're trying to learn something, I hope you learned something. And if not, I just hope you enjoyed the video. Okay, well, thank you very much.